character and how she'd presented it and trash
Yeah.
talking and everything. Of course, he did back it up with some evidence, but I don't know. The libraries of Alexandria were destroyed by religious people
Yep.
because those were books not of their faith.
Yep.
All the Inca and Mayan papers or writings, those Catholic priests that came over the Spanish, they destroyed all that because it was the devil's work. So we lost volumes
Oh,
of
yeah.
history, all because of fanatic Christian people.
Yep.
You've done more harm than they've ever done good.
Oh yeah.
And they
have.
say, well, what about Mother Teresa? Yep, more harm than good.
Yep.
She didn't help those people. She watched them
No.
die. She loved their last breath. She liked their groans and their moans, evidently, the way she was. She was a macabre old gal.
Yeah.
Yeah, she built hospitals in the rich part of the world.
In the rich part of the world.
But India, it was no warehouse with cots and no pain drugs or anything. She just watched them die. She said that made them closer to God. It just satisfied something in her is what it did. Weirdo heifer. So yeah, you
Yes,
take
very
Christianity and shove it up their asses.
Absolutely.
Was we heard one talking about how I think we're going to get into that later. But I noticed how he was talking about how you're supposed to take personal responsibility for your morals and ethics and all that. But what are they doing all the time? They are constantly trying to have laws passed that
dictate
reflects
everybody
what
else's,
they feel
yeah.
is moral and all. They want you to be their kind of moral. Now they won't live it, but
Oh,
they want to
no.
make sure you do.
But you better do it.
Because how many of these preachers and all has gotten in trouble because they paid for an abortion for their concubine, or they've done this or done that, or they've been homosexual and they preached against it their whole lives. So it's do what I tell you to do, but don't look at what I'm doing.
Yeah. Well, so we got a topic this week that we're going to discuss.
Yes.
It was religion and feminism.
Yeah. Or just religion and how it handles women
yeah,
in general.
Religion, how it handles women in general, which is, I can relate from the Christian side of it from, more than I can the others. I mean, some of the Islam.
Well, look, Saudi, that was on the news this morning. This is Friday, the 22nd.
Yes.
June 22nd, Friday, 2018. Whippity-doo. This morning on the news, Saudi Arabia, the last country in the world, the only country in the world that will not allow women to drive, that Sunday night at midnight, or is it Sunday morning at 12 a.m.? I don't remember which it is. Women have the privilege to drive in that country now.
Well, that's a huge plus.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's just amazing. But they still have to ask them. A man has to give permission for a passport or any other fucking thing they do.
Yeah.
But now it probably has to have a man's permission to get the license to drive.
Oh, probably.
It's like, what a weird... Damn, that's strange. But that's how Islam treats women. They're dragging and screaming into... that's what Matt Dillon always says. Yeah, they're dragging Christians, dragging and screaming into the 20th century where they would never give up the old shit.
Yeah.
And I don't... They said 80% of the country was for it. So it's like over here, there's about 20% that are fundamentalist. And they're just total bitches. They don't want to give on anything.
No.
So they got about the same percentage in Islam as they do in Christianity of the assholes.
Yeah.
Most of the rest of them just want to have families, work, and have a good life. Those others are always agitating. They got to start trouble.
Yep.
Just like the Jesse Petersons and all the Pat
Yeah,
Robertsons
all-
and all these
yeah.
fuckers we got.
Always stirring up shit.
Franklin Jr., Franklin Graham Jr.
Yeah. When looking at the way, you can see that most, at least from standpoint of the Christian, the woman is considered to be property.
Yeah.
Technically, I mean, to a point.
In the Bible, for sure.
Yeah, that's what I was meaning. Is in the Bible, they're considered property. They're not worth as much as men.
Yeah,
And if, well, if you decide you like the gal, you can pay the father for her, shekels or whatever.
Yeah, I think it was 50 shekels or something. No, hell, I don't know. Might have been a bargaining deal.
Now,
If
it's
she's a little
slave-
bit ugly, he might have got her
if
for
the
less.
slave deal, the woman's worth less than the man
Yeah.
for a slave.
Yeah, wasn't the male twice as much. I shouldn't say that. I don't remember.
I
But
don't
it was
remember,
it was
but-
more. I don't remember
But
how
it
much.
was. The men was worth more than the women.
And if a woman didn't have her hymen, oh my God, you couldn't sell her.
Yep,
It
she was ruined.
damaged product. Now that's fucked up.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah. And they said, well, that's Old Testament. It didn't change too much for the New Testament that I knew of.
No.
The only thing was Jesus more or less was saying that it should be one man, one woman. But I don't know that really, if you're an apologist, you could put that any way you want. You could say one man, one woman, but that one man could be one woman, one woman, one woman, one woman, one woman.
Yeah.
He might have a deal with 50 women, like old Solomon had 500 of them. Well,
Yeah.
that's one man, one woman, one woman. I mean,
Yeah.
so you could twist this. I don't know what he really meant. All
Yeah, I
these
have no
Christians
idea.
today say, no, it's just one man and one woman. Well, I don't know that that's what they meant then.
Yeah.
Maybe that's okay. They mean that now. I don't care.
Well, I remember this one deal said, "Oh, what biblical marriage? That's what counts." Well, that could be one man, one woman, one man, one woman, one concubine,
Yeah,
one man, one woman, two concubines.
yeah.
Whatever it takes. So it's like, what do you mean by?
And all of her maidservants
biblical.
will be his concubines
Yep.
because he could screw any one of them he wanted. That's what old Abraham did.
Oh yeah.
That's how you got Islam. screwed a maidservant.
Yeah, maidservant.
Well, I don't understand all their. Well, I do. You're talking about a book that's coming from the Stone Age to the Bronze Age and all, and as animals, we're fairly new to the scene. This Homo sapiens. You go back Neanderthals and Cro-Magnon and all that, and before. But in those days, survival was probably benefited by the woman staying around your campsite or
Yeah.
staying protected because she took care of your children. She could feed the child. She could breastfeed them.
Yes.
You had to protect the source of food or you lost the child.
Yep.
And if that instinct wasn't in us to do, it wouldn't be done.
Nope.
And so it carried over into those days, and they made these fucked up rules around it so that the woman had no choice. That's just how it was going to be. Because that's the way they've been living, so they just made it that way. Fine.
Yeah.
I think evolution played a role in it to start with, but evolution's still happening.
Oh yeah.
And just because it was doesn't mean it is.
Yeah.
Now, things change. And the survival of our species, we probably need all the brain power we can get. We don't need to be holding women under our thumb and saying, you feed baby tit, go away, barefoot, shut up. None of that shit.
Yeah. No. None of that shit.
Women have so much to add to society. Yeah, we still need to you need to reproduce and have kids and all that, but it's not like it was before.
No.
You can get help all over the place. They help. They had tight-knit communities and help, but the men were always out trying to scavenge for something to eat.
Whatever. Yeah.
And the women were trying to take care of the children, and they were scavenging for stuff to eat. When the kids
Yep.
get big enough, they could walk around. It's like it was a total different world.
Oh yeah.
But I think a lot of that instinct, if you didn't protect the woman, you lost your offspring. And it kept her in that position. Well, it's a different world today. If
It is.
you lose the woman, you don't necessarily lose the offspring. Well, I'm not saying you shouldn't protect each other. There should be a mutual protection.
Yes.
But you shouldn't have to be protecting anybody in a modern society. I mean,
No.
we need to clean up our act somehow. Keep working at it. We work at it all the time. But we need to work a little harder in this. We're just taking several steps back now with this alt-right and all this movement.
Yeah, we're taking lots of steps back.
But women have a place in today's society that's totally different from biblical days, or ancient Greece, or ancient Rome, or any other fucking place. It's different now. You know, they had some strong women in the past, Cleopatra and the like, but those were the few. Now we have several strong ones, and they're getting to be many. There should be many more. You know,
Yeah.
had Margaret Thatcher of England. You got the Queen of England.
Oh, yeah.
You know, there's some places that women are, Merkel in Germany. The women are taking on some pretty good roles today, and they're not doing bad at it.
No, they're not.
I mean, I'd put a woman in there instead of Trump any day.
Oh, I would.
I'd put a 6-year-old girl in there instead of Trump.
Yeah, she'd make more sense.
Oh, God, yeah. She'd probably be a lot more compassionate and be more fair with everybody.
Oh, yeah, she would.
But I think the Bible was written to reflect those things that, you know, these weak-ass women, you gotta do this with them. I don't want that. That's just a burden to me to have that woman. You know, it was changing over from the tribal days to the more, you know, Iron Agey days, and that it was, I don't know. I think the whole world was treating them bad then.
Yeah.
Still are.
Yeah,
I shouldn't
still
say they
are.
are. It's better.
It's better than what it used to be.
But modern Christianity still, the woman, she needs to be at home. The man is the head of the household. She answers to him. And then the other side to say, well, she's revered, she's great, she's put on a pedestal. No. Not when you got Southern Baptists saying, you take a black eye for your man, you just get him in church. It's your job to, you know, to submit.
Yeah.
Well, that's really great. That all, I guess, when was, can't tell you the year, it was late 80s or 90s, sometime in the 80s or so. The Southern Baptists took over by fundamentalists, and they had women preaching at the time. Within a very few years, they were banned from preaching, and they've been banned from just about everything but being secretaries and the like now.
Damn.
And that's the fundamentalist way. So
Yeah.
they took an organization that was prospering and doing well. That's what they're doing at the Methodist Church now. They're trying to take it over because it's already done. They don't have to work at all these buildings and all. They just take it over.
Yeah, they just take it
And then
over.
put their fundamentalist
Yeah.
shit in. And that's what they did with Southern Baptists. They took it over and put the fundamentalist view in, and it's a piece of shit now.
Yeah.
They're worthless. I mean, for women, if a woman would raise her head up just long enough to see what the hell the world looks like, she would run away from them fuckers as hard as she could run.
Oh, yeah, she would.
But they're all told how great it is to be under this good Christian man and all. Like Judge Moore, that's who they hold up as an example.
That's who they...
Nah, that's bullshit.
No,
Run
it
as
is.
fast as you can, women.
Yeah.
Religion doesn't help feminists anything they want out. They even the women in the religion will stop things from happening good for women. They hold back on all their reproductive choices. They hold them back on all their marital choices. If they are unmarried and have a child, it's just horrible.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I remember when I was a kid, the old women would just talking about unwed mothers and the like, or women, you know, women having a kid. The daughter would be sent away all of a sudden. So, where'd Mary Lou go? Oh, she's visiting Aunt Nellie, blah, blah, whatever. And then they'd be off talking in a corner gossiping about it, and that's what, she's gotten pregnant or something. They sent her away and had the kid, and then she come back, there was no kid, no nothing. So there was abortions in the old days, too. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
I remember when I was a kid, and then sometimes they'd leak it out, and, you know, us kids would figure it out. It's like, well, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, I was too young to really understand, but I was brought up thinking that was the most horrible thing that could happen in the whole world is a teen pregnancy, unwed mothers. Oh, my God. It was the worst thing ever. You know, their ergo shotgun weddings and all that crap.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. If you're into feminism, it's hard to make your religion work. Because,
Oh, yeah.
well, if you're in Islam, it's like Saudi Arabia's broke just a little bit, but it's still all over Islam. You know, the woman gets raped, she's at fault, she gets lashes and goes to prison.
Yep.
I think for her accusers, she has to have so many